in 300s, and it's a superstar performance on the cards here for Cormac Buchanan.
Wow, but what about that from an athleticism point of view? That's why he's fitness, that's why he's freak, that's why he's focused, because to do that, you sacrifice the podium. The glory of the podium is sensational, but no, he knows the bigger picture, and he's got straight back on that little bike and ready to go. 300, he's got lap records all around the country. Is it almost every circuit? I think it was 2 years ago, Brad, from memory, to have what he had achieved, and I think he did that with 150s before that. So man, this guy's got more lap records in modern era than I would think anybody else has in a long time. So great to see. Let's get ready, let's get underway.
All right, the lights are on, and when they go out, we're away, and a great start from our front row. So we're on here. Our Cormac Buchanan, Hamish Simpson, Jesse Stroud and Regan Bray all get away pretty cleanly. There's a massive 24 entries in Supersport 300 racing, so we're looking forward to this one here. 10-lap race this one, and looking forward to their 12-lap Grand Prix later on this afternoon. But this one here was a Cormac Buchanan benefactor last time around, and he's already in the front of this one, so look out for the man from Invercargill on his Blue Crew Yamaha, flying into pothole. Jesse Stroud's the one in second place, keeping him honest, so they've had some ding-dong battles so far this summer. This one shaping up nicely as well. Regan Bray looks to be the one there in fourth place with Hamish Simpson.
Could be a change.
We've also got Jesse up the inside. Look at that. What a move into Euromark. So we've got a change for the lead. Jesse Stroud on the Helicraft Bartercard Racing team, not mucking around here.
Oh, that was sensational to watch. I saw him line it up, but of course the late demon braking is where you're going to do it. And once he put his nose equal along there, let alone his nose in front, he knew he had the advantage. He just had to save it that little bit more and go deeper into it. But then he was able to tuck it around the corner. We saw last time in our 600s, of course, that somebody can overtake going in there, but then they go too wide and they let it go back again. But in that case, he was able to hold it and give Jesse every little bit of that. And it was great to have tea with him last night. In fact, to get a good understanding of what's going through the mind of this young man. I think it's just incredible, and his positive attitude was unbelievable. And I said, you can do it. As much as we love what Cormac does in racing as well, I just love these new kids. They are sensational. And when you've got the heritage of the Stroud family to go with it, Jesse is unbelievable. Jacob, of course, big bro, well, he was able to take lap records, and he stole the limelight, and particularly around Pro Twins and the former Superbike / F3 class and others as well. So he's had the credits along the way. But this is something special. What a real talent here. And I tell you what, Helicraft only picked the best, and they've got a great man on board here. Can he do it? Can he stay there? Can he hold on to it? We're about to find out. So let's look out for them as we go. But Cormac's the one to come back. He regained it, of course, there on the Rock FM sweeper. So it's back in his favour. But Jesse doing all the work for that second. Then go to Hamish and Dennis along with Regan Bray, Cameron Leslie. Speaking about Cameron, of course, Cameron part of that unbelievable team called D6M, and a shout out to Jack and the team over there. 40 years of racing Jack has put in. He loves every bit of it, of course. The ex-Aussie who now calls New Zealand home. He retired back in 2007, been in New Zealand for 7 years. Loves it and putting so much in behind it. People like Logan and Cameron and Hayden, of course. Hayden Fordyce with one of our new young kids on the block as well. So that's pretty cool. He's got a real strong sense of team playing, a real sense of fitness and preparation. And as for a team, I tell you what, you wouldn't find a better presented team of what they show at trackside as well. So shout out to D6M, and we got Cameron Leslie on fire out there at the moment. You watch, all the rest of the team will be shouting it and doing it positively and strongly for him out there at the moment. And the one I remember was a man called Yanni Shaw, and when they had that Moto 3 bike, that was just unbelievable to see a bike of that quality and calibre here in New Zealand, because Moto 3 is a standout. We know that by watching Moto GP, but to have an actual Moto 3 bike here, thanks to D6M, we got a real taste of what that class was like, and put a quality rider like Yanni on board. Man, we had something to see. So thanks D6, really adding something to the pits, Brad, and what the class have got to present. And how about that, Cameron Leslie in the top group? Yeah, no, he's good, all right. He had a great showing at the North Island Road Race Spectacular in Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park. It's now changed to Taupo International Motorsport Park, but yeah, him and fellow D6 Motorsport teammate, they put on a show in 300 racing. But right now the show is with Cormac Buchanan, who's now got a little bit of a buffer ahead of Jesse. So it's 0.7 of a second now, and it's a 1:22.8. So we're definitely going lap record hunting, a 1:40.8. So that is underneath the lap record. So a new lap record on lap number 2 of a 10-lap race. Unbelievable. I'm not even going to write it down yet, because I think these guys are going to get quicker and quicker. He said it yesterday, didn't he? He clearly said, well, I told him during the race that he'd set 3 lap records. He said, I can do better than that tomorrow. So he just knew it straight away, and bang, he's gone and proved it and done it. And that's to the help of Jesse as well. Remembering, just because somebody gets a lap record, really do you get them on your own. It takes somebody to push, and Jesse's done exactly that for him. So Jesse takes some credit. In fact, if we were to have a look back through, I bet you Jesse has actually set a lap record if it hadn't stood from yesterday. That 1:42, he'd be definitely underneath well it. Under it. He's 8/10 of a second under the old lap record. Heading into exactly. The but he gets no credit. But that's how good he is. All right, let's ride with our top 2. They're flying at the
moment at the Christchurch Casino Carousel. A enthralling battle for third place has opened up with Hamish Simpson and Dennis Charlotte, so a couple of quality competitors going at it in the carousel. Then go back to Regan Bray in 5th place. That's the update of your top 5. Harrison Shanks is having a great weekend. He's up into 6th place here to Cameron Leslie and Isaac Waldron, and then Samuel Guthrie, who gets better and better every time he goes out there. A good top 10 on the cards for him in 9th place. Scott Hawkes is there in 10th. And then go back, we'll update you right through to Lucas Scott in 11th, Sean McCurry in 12th, and guys like Alex Farquhar in 13th. There's Hayden Fordyce, the second of the D6 motorcycle, just 14 years of age and out there in 14th place. So what a legend. And Angela Charlotte, awesome to have her and a bit of the girl power out here. She's 15th, head of fellow lady Harriet Grace in 16th. Royd Walker Holt, former Pro Twin champion, he's out there in 17th with Georgia Alvin in 18th, 19th for Tim Barnes and Kieran Meyer under that Moto Academy TSS Motorcycles team. He's coming through to round out our top 20 as Cormac goes under the lap record again. It's a 1:40.652, so getting quicker and quicker as we go on. And just looking at Jesse's lap time there, a 1:41.3 that time around. That is actually about the same as the lap record from Cormac yesterday. So Jesse getting quicker as this race goes on. We're excited about it. 300 Supersport racing, and we've got just a mere 7 laps to go. We're in for a treat here.
All right, Brad, 40th anniversary of the Sound of Thunder coming up, and the Bears Club doing a brilliant fundraiser, the KDM RC390 lottery. And thanks for Spider for just passing your ticket over to us so we can give the credit where it's due. So thanks, Bears, Sound of Thunder, incorporating in conjunction with that Traction Motorcycles, local KDM dealer, and of course KDM New Zealand themselves, the RC390. That's the same bike as you'd see in a 300 race like this. So a value package at 9494, made up by the first prize of the 2022 model KDM RC390 at 8749 plus the on-road cost at 495. Consolation prize of a Traction Motorcycle gift voucher valued at $250 from Traction Motorcycles in Cashel Street here in Christchurch. So $20 is all the ticket is, $20. Make sure you get one today. If you're asked to do it, don't think of it as spending $20. Think about it of investing in $20. Investing in the sport you love and we love and want to see grow. And what a celebration. 40 years of Bears racing. Bears events around the country have tried, and some have come and gone. In fact, many have come and gone. And but one has remained and has remained loyal, and everybody knows it is the best of Bears racing in NZ bar none. And it's here, the Sound of Thunder, and it's the raffle ticket lottery fundraiser to ensure the success and the celebration of Bears racing in New Zealand. Good on you guys. I'll be getting a ticket and bring it home. But back to you, Brad.
All right, just an update. Another lap record's fallen. It's quicker again, a 1:40.461, so continues to go purple. He's done it 3 laps in a row now. Cormac Buchanan with 6 laps to go on this one has a 3.2 second lead over Hallicraft Racing's Jesse Stroud. So good to see those 1 and 2. They've got a massive 11 seconds back to Hamish Simpson, who's there in 3rd place, but he's got a lot on his hands because a former New Zealand 300 Supersport champion and Dennis Charlotte's on his tail, and the local man piling on the pressure. But Waiku's Hamish Simpson had a wonderful summer so far. Had a couple of podiums at Manfield and has turned up to the South Island and loving it. So good to see Hamish doing well here on the number 50 machine. We've got action from Regan Bray still there on the Race Supplies Moto Extreme machine. That's 5th place for him. Harrison Shanks, this is a great weekend for him. He's in 6th place ahead of Cameron Leslie. Samuel Guthrie's up into 8th place ahead of Alex Farquhar. And then go back to Lucas Scott, rounding out our top 10 as we get excited for 300 Supersport racing. It always gives you good action and good racing. We're not even halfway through this race 2 of the weekend for these guys.
Well, if we look at our scale, you know, we say, oh, there's only 10 in Superbikes. You say only 10, little old NZ, and we've only got to 10 in Superbikes. But more importantly, here's the build-up. You know, we're getting close to 30 in 300s, around 20 plus in our 600s, and building to the top. So the things are the right way around, folks. That's the important feature of what we've got in our sport at the moment. And this is doing it all the right way. Of course, when you make the comparison to World Superbikes, we've exactly got the same 3 classes, you know, 300s and 600s and the Superbikes. So, you know, we are on a par with them in what we're trying to do. So our plan's coming together. What we've got from, of course, Moto Academy and NZ at the moment is building to get the people into the new 150 class so we can get the perfect scale. And the 150 is, it should be the biggest, and then we sort of, if you get the idea why the scale is going. But anyway, that's all work going on behind the scenes, and thanks to NZ and Moto Academy for making that part happen. We want more kids on bikes and get our sport to grow because it's getting the young ones involved. But the young ones that are involved are doing this riding in the Supersport 300. And 4 ladies, I want to say 4 ladies are out there as well at the moment. So go girl power, love what you ladies are doing, and hearty congrats to you. But speaking about it, it's Cormac Buchanan. He's really one that's really helped bring this class alive, because that guy has created an absolute aura about him, and we'll get him for I'll call it a double podium when he comes up for this one, and we'll talk to him about his 600 ride. So don't think we've lost him. It's just that he was super professional and making sure that he could be ready to go in this 300 class, because that was short-lived glory that it would have been. He knows the big picture is to be out there at front of the grid for this Supersport 300, so he's done it ultimate and so professional. We love him, you will as well, Cormac Buchanan. So Cormac, Jesse and Hamish, your one's putting it together. Remember, of course, it was an ad order for some time until Dennis worked his way past Hamish. Can he do it again? Well, we're about to find out. It's the same 5 that have excited and delighted through the previous races for this class, and for that matter for our practice and warm-up and qualifying, but it now comes down to the real fight going on. 5 seconds, that's big for Cormac over Jesse. Remembering on that first lap, Jesse put his nose in front on 2 occasions, but couldn't quite get there to the stay there, but at the end of that lap, so it didn't really show the drama that unfolded, because it started with Cormac leading and it ended with Cormac leading, but during the race we had Jesse take it as well. But anyway, it's Hamish who could break the Dennis Charlotte mould and end up there in 3rd place. Bring it home with our 4 girls coming behind him as well. The best of those to follow at the moment should be Harriet, and she's in about 14. She was running a good 10 yesterday, so Harriet in there as well. We go to Georgia. We've got as well Olivia, and I've lost one in our group, and maybe is it where's Angela? Oh, sorry, Angela was 13. Well, sorry, she was 1 in front of Harriet. So well done to Angela. She leads them at the moment. So how about that? A husband and wife and a son and daughter all racing here this weekend. If you haven't heard of the Charlotte name before, I hope you have, and respect them after this. Remembering at home at Omega Motorcycle Centre. More importantly, at home with this beautiful Canterbury Motorcycle Club.
All right, for the 5th lap in a row with 4 laps to go, Cormac Buchanan has set another lap record. It's a 140.1. So we entered the weekend, the current lap record is a 142.2. He's taken over 2 seconds off the lap record. That just goes to show this young man, he's absolutely flying in New Zealand. We were excited and delighted to see him fly the flag for New Zealand and Europe this year. He did a wonderful job in his respective categories he represented us in. And this year, bigger and better things for Cormac Buchanan. We've already seen him come home in the summer and get a podium at 600 Supersport level. We're at his home track next weekend. We're yet to see the best of Cormac Buchanan, so look out for it. The 28 is on fire, Mac Attack Racing. And if you want to follow this young man, follow Team Cormac Racing on all the social media outlets. He does a wonderful job at social media. He's an awesome kid to follow, so look out for him. Cormac Buchanan leads out of the turn 10 sweeper, and he is flying. He'll have 3 laps to go. Is this going to be yet another lap record? It might be the first time he doesn't set a new lap record. He's a bit of lap traffic he's had to negotiate, so him and Jesse Stroud have been the creme de la creme as far as 300 racing. No, it's a 140.4, so it was racing yesterday, it would have been a lap record, but unfortunately he's too quick today. That's not a new lap record. Jesse Stroud there in 2nd place. He's 10.5 seconds back now, so if he had turned up and done the lap times Jesse Stroud has done without Cormac here, he would have been half a lap ahead of anyone else, but unfortunately for him, Cormac's just that little bit cleaner today. Hamish Simpson now has a half a second lead over Dennis Charlotte, so that's been raging on for the last 7 laps and is going to go on for the next 3. We've got about 3 laps to go. Regan Bray on the Race Supplies Moto Extreme machine. That's a great 5th place for him. As we're catching all the updates, Harrison Shank is going to be the ride of the weekend for me. I think he's done a wonderful job. Samuel Guthrie up into 7th place, and he's loving his Get Off My Moto machine. So look out for him. He wants a top 5 today. I talked to him this morning, so he's promised me a top 5 result, and he's looking all class at the moment. Then go back to Cameron Leslie on the D6 Motorsport machine. That's 8th place for him. Alex Farquhar and Lucas Scott locked in a battle for 9th and 10th place with Scott Hawkes and Sean McCurry. They're going to be rounding out your top 12.
All right, of course, with this 300 class, you think it might be a Yamaha benefit, and although it appears to be that way, they're not the only bike out there, because we do have the Kawasaki's and we do have the KTM's as well. So looking out for that, of course, the 390. But when you whiz your way down through the field, you get an idea that probably there's only around half a dozen of them. The rest are Yamahas. We haven't seen too many of the Kawasaki's hit the mainstream down here. There is a couple of them in the North Island, so a bit of a change of a field there with adding the Kawasaki to it. But the 390, of course, a very impressive bike. So you talk about a 325 up against the 390. You think, well, why is the 390 not the faster machine when it's a few more cc? But it's only a single as compared to a twin, so it punches out the corner a little bit better. but it doesn't have the legs. And of course, with a straight like this, the 390 taking advantage. We go back to watch a Supersport 300 class over the last few years, and we watched that toing and froing, depending on whether it was a shorter track as compared to the longer track, and watching those 390s in that shorter track environment. And we've seen some top pilots on board, but it's as if Cormac has scared them off, because he has been so obliterating the fields around the place. Racing brought to us by Timaru Yamaha, another Yamaha dealer getting in behind racing, and of course Timaru, the South Canterbury capital, and they bring you Timaru Yamaha motorcycles with HJC, Pirelli, Bridgestone, Kruger, Alpine Star, Bell, RST, and a part of Blue Crew. Thanks indeed to Timaru Yamaha, proud to be supporting racing. Hey, we had Timaru Yamaha supporting racing for last year because of course we were going to Timaru to the level circuit, but they've still said no, it doesn't matter, we still want to get in behind it, we love what it does. And when I was talking to Grant in his heyday working at the shop, it was sort of about a third by third by third was what he described it. He described sort of a third with farming, a third with your pleasure and leisure, and a third with road riding. And there would be very few shops in New Zealand that can take the third by third, so they take the highs and lows. When people have got a bit of money in agriculture, they can update their bike, and there's people in the summertime that want to go road riding, and it's very rare that you've got an agricultural centre like South Canterbury where road riding is so strong. So why do they do it? Because they support it and they love it, and you can get in behind them as well. Check it out, Timaru Yamaha supporting Supersport 300.
All right, let's give some updates here, because Cormac Buchanan is out of the last corner. He's going to have one lap to go when he crosses the line. So we're on the final lap here. He's broken lap records 5 laps in a row at the midway stage. Doesn't do that again. So with 1 lap to go, a 1:40.106. Currently the lap record he's set in this race. And Jesse Stroud back there in second place. A wonderful performance from him. He's been the best of the rest so far here on his Hallicraft Racing Bartercard supported machine. Then look to Hamish Simpson and Dennis Charlotte. They have been locked in a fierce battle this whole race, and it looks like that's going to go on for this remaining lap. They are there down the front straight, so they start their final lap now. Regan Bray is there, and he is still in 5th place. Harrison Shanks in 6th. Samuel Guthrie and Cameron Leslie still 7th and 8th. Alex Farquhar and Lucas Scott go down to Scott Hawkes and Sean McCurry. Then look to some of the girl power like Harriet Grace in 13th place. Well done to Harriet, getting a good weekend, the local lady here. Hayden Fordyce, our young rookie sensation there on the D6 Motorsport team in 14th. Then go to Angela Charlotte in 15th. Rod Walker Holt, Kieran Meir, Georgia Elvin and Jordan Walters with Tim Barnes, and some performance from Olivia Goddard rounding out our top 21 runners here at this awesome round 3 of the New Zealand Superbike Championships at Mike Perry Motorsport Park. It's been something special.
Well, because I do those interviews at trackside, Brad, I already write down, because the brain cells after 40 years of commentating, you leave a bit behind at times, so making sure I write it down. But there's a point in the race where you say, well, I can't write that down yet because it's not true. We're on the last lap, but you don't have to write it down. But I have written down that third is the number 50 out there, Hamish Simpson. So nothing against you, Dennis, but I've already just written it down. I thought, well, I don't want to wait till the end, because I already want to be halfway down the stairs to get down there in time to do the grid. So I've been a bit preempt there at the moment and written it down. Can he do it? Can he do it? Here we go. Checkered flag time. Checkered flag. Let's bring it home. Cormac. Hey, 2 podiums in a row. One was a second. There was a little bit more glory in that one, I feel. Hey, that was superb, and we'll talk to him about that. But there's another one. And here comes Jesse on his own, but he's still there on the Hallicraft machine. And here we are with our storming runs for the others. We've got Roy Walker Holt out there along with young Kieran there. Good work, good work. And there we are now with more to pick up on. Jesse on that bike battle, and looking out. Here we come, here we come. We've got it all on. I'd love to be wrong. I don't mind. It's not a matter of saying that I was right. It's more a matter of we just thought he'd take a guess and take it. And yes, indeed, Hamish has got it. He has indeed. And Dennis behind him by 0.85, less than 0.9 of a second. Wow, pretty close in the end. But hey, that's good. That's a 4.3 and a 3.4. So on points they'll be tied together there, Brad, in that class. So it might come down to the Grand Prix. Who's going to join him for the podium this afternoon? That'll be exciting.
That will be exciting. So the update we can give you now is the top 6 screen through. It's Cormac Buchanan is going to win that race there by 17.8 seconds. So another dominant display, and well done. Congratulations to Cormac Buchanan. A 1:40.106. That is a lap record, and brilliant stuff. A 1:41.349, the best lap time from Jesse Stroud. That would have been a lap record yesterday, but unfortunately Cormac just sat a little bit quicker here today. So well done to Jesse Stroud. That is a credible second place on the Bartercard Hallicraft Racing machine with Shuzi and Joe's Garage all behind that young man, the legendary Jesse Stroud. Hamish Simpson gets home in 3rd place to carry on his wonderful summer of racing. So we'll look out for him on the podium for the first time this week, and that's going to be something special. Then look to Dennis Charlotte in 4th place, the president of motorcycle in Canterbury, and the man at the Mega Motorcycle Centre. So good to see him top 4. Regan Bray gets home on his race supplies machine in 5th place with Harrison Shanks in 6th. Cameron Leslie is there. I can update that for 7th place ahead of Samuel Guthrie. So they had some great battles in that last couple of laps. So that's 7th and 8th place. Alex Farquhar, Lucas Scott, then go to Sean McCurry and Scott Hawkes. That is NV Motorcycles leaderboard. Top 12 wrap up there. Harriet Grace comes home in 13th ahead of Angela Charlotte in 14th, and going down to 15th place is Hayden Fordyce. So let's get excited and celebrate this one here. We are going to cross down to Neil, who has our awesome 300 Supersport podium, and it's going to be the win for Corn Buchanan, GC Stroud, and for the first time this weekend on the podium, it's going to be a happy Hamish Simpson.
Yes, and a reminder, of course, we're going to be doing almost a double podium. It won't be the same bike, but the 600's gone back to pits, but at least it will be here now on this. So loving to see what we've got lined up here. Here's Hamish, and we're going to do the first of the interviews with there. Jesse will be there in that 2nd place. We're here at the Pirelli podium at the moment, and nice to see as well. So just fantastic, and look at that, how quick he's got his gear off. And Hamish, you've done it this time. Well done.
Yeah, no, I've got to say, after the last race, I was predetermined that I was going to be sitting up here, and lo and behold, we pulled it off.
Yeah. I tell you what, Dennis only 0.9 of a second behind you, so it wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't easy, but we got there, and I'm really thankful that my parents and stuff really helped me get it.
Hey, mate, it's a long way to get down to here, but also, it's a track that you don't call home. What do you think of Ruapuna?
I was here about 3 years ago on the Ctas, but it's certainly a bit different on one of these, different animal altogether. No, good.
All right, indeed. Have you got a favourite place out there? Is it something that really excites you when you go around here thinking, man, this is a perfect place to race?
I got to say, I really love turn 4, real high speed. I love that.
Okay.
Just almost pinned.
Almost pinned. Good. All right, hey, what do you think? What's your future in the sport? What are some of the things you're already starting to aim at?
I think there might be a bit of development in the classics. We're going to be focusing a bit more on the classics in the coming year.
Okay.
But if I do get enough backing to come back out to nationals on one of these things, I'd be more than happy.
Well done, Hamish. Great speech, and thank you very much. Welcome the man from Waiuku, who's joined us all the way down here in Christchurch today. So fabbo to see the calibre of what we've got. All right, here we are on the Joe's Garage Barter Carb Helicraft Racing MTF sticker on that fantastic Elite helmet. Jesse, you had it twice in that first lap.
It's definitely we were pushing so hard. Like first few laps, we both had quite a few moments, especially Cormac. But no, it's pretty sketchy. I was pretty surprised when he got me into the hairpin, which got on, was a good move. But after that, it was pretty hard to hang on to him.
All right, hey, by the way, if he wasn't in the race, you would have broken the lap record. So to realise that you were faster than what he was in previous years has got to be a compliment to you, and also gives you some feeling that you can do it again.
Hopefully I can even go harder in the next race. But I'd have to be working hard to stay on if I did.
Yeah, but when you consider the international experience, and here's you just starting off your Kiwi racing, does this give you a taste of what you want to do, bigger and better, and go overseas and that sort of thing?
Of course, it would always be cool to go overseas and just see how they race over there. And obviously, he races pretty well here, so I'm sure it'll be pretty tough over there as well. But it'd be good.
All right, indeed. Grand Prix first.
I'll have to go pretty hard.
Pretty hard. But anyway, I'm just trying to encourage you, matey, because I know you can do it. We're here. Where's the Jesse fan club? Well done, guys. Nice to see you. Hi, Mick. Nice to see you. Thank you, Mick. Out of Honda Store, supporting, of course, our medical vehicle. Well, the ultimate professional Cormac, you surrendered your podium in that 600 race to get ready for this one. Let's go back to that 600 race. Is that the biggest smile of your day?
Yeah, no, definitely. That was probably the best race I've ever ridden in my life.
Yeah.
On the first lap, I just thought about just staying with them, and then the second lap came around and I had a massive moment with the rear tyre, and I thought that was it. I was just going to be alone, but I pushed through. I really tried to catch up to them. Jake started to pull away, so I knew, right, if I'm going to pass, I need to do it now. Seth crashed in front of me, so then it opened me up into fourth, and it was just a case of getting past Ashton, and I did. And then I started to catch Rogan. I didn't know if I should, because I didn't want to push it too hard, but then I got past him and on the last corner on the last lap, so that was good.
It was awesome. All right, hey, yesterday in 3 attempts you broke the lap record. You've done it with 2 attempts here in this one. You've now taken 2.1 seconds off your previous lap record here. How are you going faster today?
I don't know, it's just I feel like just all the experience I've gained in Europe, it's just made me go a lot faster. I feel really good on the bike, but in that last race, even though I was, making so much gains on the lap time, I wasn't very happy with how the bike was working. Every lap I was just waiting to save a crash. So, if we get this bike figured out for this last race, I think, a 39 is possible.
Wow, that'll be something pretty special. All right, speaking about sorted out, you've got some great sponsors behind the scene that have really helped you do something, and nobody out of the big smoke can make it happen, but from little old Invercargill, you've come and conquered New Zealand and you're about to conquer the world. You must have an awesome team.
Yeah, no, everyone behind me has just been so supportive. They're all on this journey with me. When I succeed, we succeed as a team, so yeah.
All right, indeed. Hey, it's Tonga next week. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling so excited, eh? Just now, after getting a podium on the 600, my confidence is booming. Yeah. So, on this bike as well, the Yamaha R3, I'm really looking forward to getting to sleep in my own bed for once.
Yeah, indeed. It'll be great to see you. All right, now give people an idea about what you're going to do in this coming week. What are you going to do to prepare for Tonga?
Yeah, it's really just trying to relax as much as possible, as well as training. You can't take any days off at this level, and just training, getting ready, doing a bit of track study, looking at onboards and stuff. Even though it's my home track, I still need to study for it. So yeah, it'll be a busy week, even though I'm not actually riding. So
all right, so 300 you've had plenty of time, 600 you've just been playing, so this will be your first 600 race on your home track. How do you feel about a 600 on Tonga?
It's going to be flat out. It's going to be very fast. It's going to be difficult because Tonga is such a fast track. To pass people will be very difficult. So, you're just going to have to be as aggressive as possible and just make the moves when you can.
Beautiful, Cormac. The ultimate speech as always. Isn't he a champion here, folks? So delighted to have him with us. Cormac Buchanan, a double podium, remember? He did it with second place in the 600, and now here he is, another win in the glamorous Supersport 300. Bring it home with the awesome Cormac Buchanan. Loving it today.